Stampers, Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm excited to show you a few new products from our mini catalog. And the mini catalog that I'm working from is the Bloom This Way. It's only good until March 2018. I'm going to highlight today the pop-up window. The pop-up window is a new die that we have, and it's just so much fun. I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways that you can use it. Normally you would just take and just open it up as a little pop-up, but today I'm going to show you how to do it a little slider pop-up card. This is the window pop-up die. It is a single die, but it has the cuts and the score lines that you need in it. All right, so there's a score line here, it's cut out here, and you can cut it out from a full sheet of, or a quarter sheet of cardstock. All right, so that's the window pop-up die, DI389. And that can be found in the mini catalog. I'm also going to be using something that I don't always use, but this is one of our Hostess exclusive sets, and this is called the Pretty Daisy. It's a beautiful three-step, actually four-step stamping set, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So that's the one I'm going to use for today's card, and then I'm going to marry it with a couple of old things from, not old things, but things from the holiday, or not the holiday, the annual catalog. There we go. Must-have sentiments, one of my go-to stamp sets. It's just got some beautiful sayings, and the reason it's called must-have sentiments is because you must have these sentiments. And then I'm also going to use an old throwback, which is the Journey Ovals. All right, so let's get started. Today we're going to do, let me show you how it works first, okay? So when you go to do it, it lays flat like this, and then when you go to pull it, it just pulls up, and look at that. Isn't that absolutely adorable? Sending big hugs, and that's from the must-have sentiments. All right, so let's show you how to do it. It's super easy. I'm going to grab a scrap sheet of paper so that I don't get my paper here all dirty. All right, and I'm going to start with my folder full of my products. All right, so I did cut out a few things ahead of time. I'm putting them into our Journey envelopes so that I can just take them out and use them. All right, so here is the base card. Now I want to show you the difference between this card that I'm going to do and the one that I did previous. So here I have my little pop-up right here, but I also wanted to do a sentiment on the inside. So I did make this a full card, but the one I'm going to show you today, you only have to use a quarter sheet of cardstock, and there's your sentiment right there. All right, so let's take and stamp the background. So this is what our little die cut looks like when you cut it out. It just has, you know, that little tongue right here. I added a little score mark right here. So let me just show you how I did that so that you can do it yourself. What I want to do is I want to show you that you can take this, and what I do is I put this little score mark right here, or where these two pieces stop. I end up putting that on the 2-inch mark. All right, so I'm just going to put that on here like that, and I'm just going to take it, I'm going to score it. You can also take and open it up and score it this way also. So put this on the 2-inch mark. Now remember, that's the 2-inch mark right there. Or you can bring it over to here to the 2-inch mark, and you're going to score right here. So from this score mark to this score mark, or this end to the middle, is just 2 inches. You just need to know that so you can get that extra little score there. If you want to go rogue and just fold it, you can do that also. All right, but I like those nice, excuse me, crisp, clean, clear lines. All right, so let's just grab our middle. This is our middle piece. You know, I told you there's 3 sets to it, and you're going to see them. And then I'm going to take the rock candy, and I'm just going to take and randomly stamp this all over. Now, when I was doing this in my class, I always like to have them, I always tell them that the letter is down here and the flower is up here. That's how you know you have it straight. But I wanted them to make sure that they had the right color with the right piece. All right, for me, I would know. But for those guys, I wanted to make sure that they knew which one went with which color, which piece went with which color. All right, and I'm just going to randomly stamp these everywhere and anywhere. It's just such a pretty, elegant card, and I always ask my guests which card they like the best. This was by far their favorite one that evening. All right, and they were putting in orders for the mystery box that we have available to you. You can buy it for $25 and you get $100 worth of product, or you can get it free with a $100 order. So that's what they were doing. They were putting in their orders and getting this as one of their hostess benefits. All right, so there's that. Now what I'm gonna do is to take and I'm going to fold this back at the first crease line, and then I'm gonna fold this forward so that you can see that it's going to just kind of pull up like that. All right, now I have also a little tab that I cut. This is 1 inch by 5 inches, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of my, now this is a movable card, and you know when I do movable cards, I do like to use my white liner tape, and you get a scad load of white liner tape in this, all right? So what I'm gonna do is just add this. Whenever I have movable cards, I do like to use my white liner tape because it's a little bit more durable. You wanna take your bloom tool and just burnish that so that when you lift it up, it just comes up nice and easy. All right, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and you're going to turn over your piece like this, and you're going to center it from side to side, just on the end of that flap right here. Okay, just like that. You're gonna just end it up on that flap like that. And then when you go to move it, it moves up and down. I'm gonna grab my, let's see, I think I'll grab my Detail Pro shears and just make a little divot in the bottom of this right here. Let me just cut off a little bit more. This is our pull tab. So I'm just gonna take and put a little line in the middle and bring up these. That's how you can tell if you've got it in the middle instead of trying to just kind of eyeball it and guess it. There. All right, so we have our little divot. So now we have our little pull tab. We're good to go there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to my card base. Now remember, I told you this is just a single sheet, but what you have is your little sentiment on the inside. If you want to go a little bit farther and make another card, or a full card, you can do that also. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put my white liner tape. And this one you don't have to put white liner. You can take and you can put your Easy Glide. I would stay away from the liquid glues only because it's going to take a little while for it to dry, and we're going to be so excited about this card that you're going to want it right away. So you don't want to wait for any drying time. So just take and put, and the tear tape is nice because you don't have to use scissors to cut it, which I absolutely love. All right, and you'll see where that I'm putting it. I'm not putting it underneath here, but I am putting it on all the rest of the outline right here. All right, so let's put that away. And let's see, what we're gonna do now is to take and add it to our card base. So I'm just gonna burnish this with my bloom tool, because everybody has a bloom tool, and if you don't, it's a must-have. So we're gonna take and just lift all of these up and put it down on our little base. See how easy it is with this bloom tool? Alrighty. So let's get rid of these. Can you tell I'm trying to stay neat? I'm not always the neatest person in the world, but what crafter is, right? All right, so we're just gonna line this up. There we go. All right, let's see if it still works. All right, test it every now and then. Yay, look at that. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is, because I wanted to make sure I got my sentiment in the right spot, I wanted to glue everything together. So now you're gonna say, well, how is she gonna do that? Everything is gonna be sticking up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of my adorable little clips and just hold it up like this. All right, so these are just one of our little clothespin. I use these for everything actually, but I'm gonna use it for this right here. So let me just grab my sentiment, and I'm gonna use Sending Big Hugs, and ink it up with my clear pigment ink. All right, I want it down toward the bottom. Good, good, good. Keeping in true fashion, cleaning up as I go along. This is so not like me. All right, I'm gonna grab my media tray and my white embossing powder. Had to make sure I grabbed the right one. I'm going to just stick that on there like that. All right. And we are good to go. So now I'm gonna grab my heat tool and I'm gonna go and heat this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and here is our little sentiment on there. And now what I need to do is to just finish up this card. I told you this is a very, 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 very easy card to do. I'm gonna take and, let me see, we're gonna grab one of our ovals, and I'm gonna grab my black licorice. Now I'm gonna go and just put our little perforations on there. Let me just show you. I didn't do that yet, so I'm gonna go and put these on and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's just change out our little bloom tool here, and I'm gonna show you how I pull it out of these right here. So let's just grab this one right here. I'm going to take that little ball bearing and these little divots right here, add my little, I'm going to add my little scraper here, and there we go. There's that one, and here's this one. Okay. Alrighty, so I added my perforations to it. I think that just gives it a little bit more character. And now what we're gonna do is put it together. I'm gonna grab the, I already pre-cut one of my little daisies here, because you're gonna need one daisy done right on top of your oval, and you're gonna need one that is just cut freehand, all right? So let me grab, we're gonna start with the Riverstone. That's the lighter of our two grays, and I'm going to just ink up the stamp, and I'm going to stamp it close to the top. Okay, now when I line these up, I always make sure that the letter is at the bottom and the little flower is at the top. All right, so that when they go to do the next one, they're going to make sure they do the same exact thing. And that's the beauty of these blocks. They are just absolutely perfect as far as knowing which is top and which is bottom. All right, and then I'm going to just stamp this right here like this. And then I am going to take the last one. So this was the rock candy. And now I'm going to take my black licorice and do my last layer. Now there is a fourth one to that, and that's the middle. So this one right here, I did do the middle, and this one I didn't. I wanted to show you the difference between the two of them. But we're going to put some bling in the middle of this one. So that's why I didn't add it to that one. All right, so let's just grab the black right here. Put these over here, and this is going to be the darker of all of them. All right, and we're just going to, and all I'm doing is just kind of lining it up, eyeballing it, and then stamping it down. It just all comes out so pretty. All right, so there's that one, and now what we're going to do is to take and start putting this all together. So what I did, let me just bring it back in here for you. What I did was I added this by just using our Easy Glide on the back. All right. And just lining it up like this. All right, and then we're gonna pop this one on. So I don't need that middle because we're gonna add some bling to it. So I'm gonna put that over for my other card, and I'm just gonna add a Journey foam square to this. And let's see, we'll do two of them, one here, and then we're gonna add that to the top of the oval. There we go. Right here, okay, and I'm just kind of I'm off, making it go off this a little bit just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then this is very, very, very important. I am going to use my white liner tape for the bottom of this, but you don't want to put adhesive all over the back end of it. What you want to do is to just put it on the bottom like this. All right, and the reason you don't want to do that is because you don't want to glue the top part down. You need to have that freestanding so that when you go like this, it's not glued down to anything. We did have a few that glued the whole thing down. So I want to make sure that I tell you not to glue the bottom down. All right, so let's just take and remove our white liner tape. There we go. And then we're going to add it to the bottom of our card right here. Isn't that so cute? Alrighty, so now we've got, let's make sure it's still working. It's just fun moving it up and down. All right, so there's that. Now let's make some of our bows really quick. Bring in our organza ribbon. Here we go. We're going to just throw it in here. I have a whole video on this, so you can go over and watch that. Let me grab my Grand Pro shears. Just cut that off. And the biggest thing with fork bows is to just make sure that you've got them tied really, really tight before you take them off of the fork, because once you take them off the fork, they're done. Okay, they're cooked, they're done, you can't change them. All right, so let's just lay this down, and this is where I'm telling you to tie it as tight as you can. All right, so what I do is I take it, just kind of pull it up and down. There we go, just like that. And then check it to make sure it's nice and tight right inside there. And once it is, you can just kind of take it off just like this. And then I'm just going to unfray the edges by trimming them off with my Grand Pro shears. And the next that we're going to do is to take our licorice twist thread. That's a mouthful, licorice. All right, and I'm just going to take and I'm going to make some bows. All right, I'm going to just do this 3 times because I like the fluff to it. And then cut it off and cut another piece for the middle. And I'm going to make that one a little bit longer because I want to go around that piece right there. See how fast this card is? So easy and fun. Okay. And then just tie this little, you don't even have to put the bows on it if you don't want to. And then I'm just going to tie this around to the back of my fork bow. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to do that nice and tight. Good. Okay. Whoops. We only have to tie it the one time. There we go. I'm just fluffing now. And then we're just going to trim off these long pieces, and you can leave them hanging out a little bit because they look kind of cool like that. All right. You can fluff and do whatever you need to do when you need to do it. All right. So now what I'm going to do is, I love fluffing. All right. And now what I'm going to do is to just add that with, I think I'll add that with a journey dot. All right, so just grab my little journey dot right here to the back of it. And we are good to go. And there is our card. Isn't that so stinking? Oh, no, we have to add our bling. Well, let me just show you how it works, because I always love to play with it. All right, so, whoops, let me just grab that. There we go. Did I even put it on there? I don't even think I put it on there. Let's see. Let's grab another one here. It's probably stuck to the back end of my hand. Have you ever had that happen? All right, there we go. There we go. Now I know it's on there. And which way do I want my bow? There. I don't know where the other one is, but let me tell you right now, it's not on it wasn't on the little bow. All right, so there's that. Now what I need to do is to add some of my Journey Craft glue right here in the middle, and all I did was just kind of glob it on like that. This is how easy this card is. It's so much fun. All right, and then I'm going to take my, these are the Specialty Celebration Sequins, aka the silver ones. See how I'm just kind of piling them up? And then what I'm going to do is to just drop the rest of them back into here. And when it's dry, I'll take off the rest of them, because there's some that are just hanging on there, but I don't want to play with it too much until they dry. Okay, there we go. And anyway, when it's all done and said, it looks as adorable as this one right here. So cute. All right, if you have any questions, you let me know. You know how to get a hold of me. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to spend a little bit with me. Stop by often, okay? Take care.